What is up, guys? Welcome back to YouTube today. It's Rahul, and a lot of people have been asking questions about this project I've been kind of working on. What it is, what does it mean, what am I doing, yada yada yada. So, for those of you who don't know by now, Liquipedia um, is a pretty big esports organization run by Team Liquid. It's like a wiki for almost every esport. If you click here, you can see all the main wikis: Dota 2, StarCraft, Overwatch, Rocket League, Smash, Apex, Hearthstone, Artifact, all these other games. There's alpha wikis, which are currently like not big enough to be main wikis yet, but they're being worked on. And they're the pre-alpha wikis, which are the wikis that are being worked on. And under the pre-alpha is where Pokemon is going to lie. It's in here. They're gonna code it in. So Pokemon is a pre-alpha wiki, or it might be alpha now. I actually don't know. No, it's pre-alpha. Okay, but they have like a whole system on how they want to do things, and it's basically just if templates and stuff get fixed. Um, so yeah, so Wikipedia ideally is like it's just Wikipedia, but for esports. So it's ideally trying to capture everything that um, encompasses the history of a game, tournaments, weeklies, cash tournaments, etc., tracks players, earnings, history, all this kind of stuff. So um, a person named by the name of Kazra, who I'm now really good friends with, reached out to me in August, a couple weeks before Worlds, and he brought up the idea of, he's running point on it. There's one VGC guy named Haunty, and these two guys are running point on doing stuff. And he was asking me some questions like, how should I format things? Like, how should I do this? How should I do that? And I said, is there a way that you could teach me how to do stuff? And he said, yeah, I can teach you. And so through editing and stuff, I was given, not by him personally, but by the website itself, recognized my contributions. I've done almost 2,000 something edits. So myself, Nico, all of us both worked together and managed to get the editor role. And so and I'll explain what that is later down the line. And so basically, it's a wiki for Pokemon. And so me and Nico super got invested in the project. It's something that's different from Limitless, something different from PokeStats, where PokeStats tracks everything, cups, yada yada, which is really important. Limitless tracks stipends, money, all this stuff, results, decks, all that kind of stuff, which is amazing. But everything is missing one fundamental piece, which I think is humanizing players and kind of understanding like old history. So I will go through the website a little bit, show you where some stuff's broken, some stuff isn't done, and how you guys can contribute and help out. So when you come in, you can always hit the edit button up here. But if you want to edit anything, you have to make an account for Liquid, and it'll go through an approval check. So for example, when I look, you can see the recent changes that have been done, and usually over here it'll say pending edits, and I'll have to hit the approve button. Let's see if there's any pending changes. There's none right now, or on reviews pages. But before those get approved and put onto the page, they go through either me, Kazra, Haunty, or Nico. Um, so that's one thing there. We are tracking no league challenges, but league cups are fine just for the sake of posterity of having tournaments in the system. They're not a priority, but that is something that we just wanted to have in the system for the sake of having. Um, Old tournaments beyond the modern era are something we are looking to get. It's difficult to find, but if you have any results with final standings and such, I'll post a Discord link down below, or you can, message one of us and you will try to get it into the Discord and work from there, to contribute and go from there, because I think it's a lot of it's very important to find the old pieces of history to see like these old school players before the cash era that used to dominate and how they used to dominate. Um, so I think that's really cool to look at. Um, Modern results like regionals, ICs, and stuff we'll take care of. Old worlds, if you have those, that'd be awesome. Old nationals, if you have those, that'd be awesome. But we are trying to preserve as much history as we can. So if you hit the players tab here, you can see a couple of fun facts. There's more fun facts we'll find as the time goes. Like here we have Tord Reklev, the first and only player to win 3 international championships. We don't have a page for international championships. Or we might, it's just not linked correctly. I'll have to do that at some point. Some players will be the best player in history. Jason Klasinski with 3 world championship titles under his belt. He is the undisputed pre-2017 and still widely considered the best in history. That's a little subjective, which we might have to edit a little bit, but it is like a fact. Stefan, won 2 ICs. Henry Brand, first Australian world champion. Similarly, Robin Schultz, the first German world champion, so that has to be added at some point. And something you guys might not know, Ross Cawthon is the only player to not have missed a Worlds invite since the first World Championships, which I think is super, super cool. So you can go to each, hit Europe and hit something like Austria, see Austrian players, team included. Americas, you can hit the United States, see the pages made for players, see what team they're on, Pro Play, Nerd Rage Gaming, all these teams, Full Grip Games. For example, Mexico, we have all the Braid Birds players. Um, I'll open this up because this is something that is a pretty easy fix to edit, and I'll show you guys how to do that. So for Mauricio, why is his name showing up wrong? Let's hit the edit and see. So the image is correct, the ID is correct, the name is correct, and everything's correct. So it shouldn't be showing up wrong. But I'll explain how to do all this in a second as we go. So these all exist. The team portals also is kind of still being built and worked on. But you can see some of the notable active teams in Europe, North America, etc., etc. And then you can see the disbanded teams. Some have team pages, some don't at the current moment. Um, and then you have across the whole board for players. And so if you click on something like, well, do Limitless, and I know Nico worked hard on this page. You can see a timeline when it was founded, who joined when, who left, all these little tidbits. You can see the whole timeline at once. You can see the active player roster, when did they join. You can see the former player roster. You can see the sponsors on the right. You can see the manager, the location of the team, the whole picture, history of it, all the links right here. Manage organizations, so manager and like owners and such. So that's kind of how the team pages work. Like something like DDG, for example. DDG is disbanding at the end of this month, January, at the end of January. So that'll be something we update in at some point. But it's one of the longer standing teams with the longer standing members. So you see where they went, what the transition was, etc., etc. You see, all these join and end dates, that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what the teams look like. So the teams will take you right there. Yep, it'll take you to the portal. And then we have a transfers page, which shows you how players are being transferred. For example, on New Year's, it looks like Jake Santiago left Lakeland Nightshade for no team, and Brian Antonucci was put onto Lakeland Nightshade. Omar Martinez joined Cardcraft and TCG, and here Jake and Austin Lewis joined Ultimate Spice. Green indicates they went from no team to new team. Red indicates they went from a team to no team, and then white, which I think we have in 2019, indicates a transfer of teams or like a trade or whatever. I don't know. I'm not super familiar, but you see Guardian Gaming, you see myself here leaving, as well as other players when ARG disbanded, etc. Like there's like a running history that can also be found here on the front page where they have transfers. So you can see that, and that's really cool. I think, in my opinion, even though we're not too big in teams yet, it is cool to see. The tournaments tab will take you to a bunch of stuff where there's like Premier, Major, Minor, everything, like by list. Yeah, it's just everywhere kind of thing. We've classified everything that avoids CP basically as a Premier tournament. If it's a major, all seniors and juniors results, not offense to them whatsoever. It's just simply that they do not have enough people, so they don't hit like the number quota or whatever, or the money pricing. A lot of the time, they'll be put under minor tournaments, just for the sake of posterity. Unless they hit the full like threshold, yada yada. But you can see like here, 2020 season, Bochum Regionals, Stefan Ivanov winner, runner-up Brandon Kammerman. You can click on the link, you can go there and see what's going on there. Former yada yada Kai win. It's a bunch of stuff in the tournaments tab. That's something you guys can explore. How to contribute will take you to this page, which will talk to you about the templates, copy editing, the style and stuff. Whatever you submit, I'll have to look at and other people have to look at. So we will have to edit it correctly and go from there. So please try to follow the templates and stuff we've already laid in place. When is a page deserved? We've decided, because there's so many people that are asking for pages and so many things, we can't make a page for every player, unfortunately. But if you're a contributing member and you'd like a page, please just let us know. We'll do it. If you indicate that you'd like a page and put your accomplishments in the Discord or whatever, we'll do it. It shouldn't take too long for us to do. But any player that's a day 2 at the World Championships, we'll try to get a page for. Any top 16 IC, any top 8 regionals or SPE. Not every SPE. We're going to do it within reason. And, people who consistently place regardless and are known in the community will usually get a page. And we'll try to, we've like laid it out that way. VGC, I don't really handle, so I don't really know too much how they want to do it. But yeah. And almost every single caster will get a page. Like every single time, they'll get a page. Um, yeah, and so that'll be kind of how we handle those. And then we have the top. If you hit the top earners here, this will take you to the top, I believe, 150 earners in terms of money. So you can see like Rick Veerwald down here at $7,000 earned across all time. Um, yeah, and you can see the top earner right here, Toward Reclive. Now note, this does not include stipends and travel awards because that's a separate function we're going to put in and try to code that in so it meshes entirely. And note that the overall earnings that you have is not calculated manually. It is done automatically. When we put all the tournaments in, we have an algorithm and a code written to simply add it up and spit out the overall number onto the player pages. So if there's something not incorrectly showing, but it's showing your like result in the tournament is showing, then please let us know. There's probably a bug in the system. But if you're like, I'm $250 short because the top 64 somewhere or like top 32 hasn't been put in, hold your horses for a little bit because it's probably something we'll work on later. And if you have those results that we're missing, please feel free to let us know and we'll fold those in as we can. And to a smaller extent, we have like the top 25 earners listed on the front page. We don't want to make it longer because it doesn't look as neat, you know? Yeah. And then something cooler we have is birthdays with consent of players, of course. If you don't want your birthday on here, please let us know. If it's public and you're over 18, for example, if I can go from an incognito window, look at your Facebook or Twitter or something and get it, that is public information. So it's not something that you're hiding necessarily. Um, but if it does make you uncomfortable and it's something like that, please let us know. We'll take care of it. And if you're under 18 and your birthday was somehow found without your own knowledge or you don't want your birthday on here, please let us know. But if you're under 18, we do need consent. If you're over 18 and want your birthday on here and stuff, let us know. We'll put it on here. You can see birthdays for everyone, pretty much by age, their page, yada yada, which I think is cool because you can like prepare for some of your favorite players' birthday, Azul, Pablo, Pram. You can kind of be ready, Mahone, like for these guys' birthdays, and I don't know, wish them a happy birthday. Honestly, it's just like it's a very wholesome, like nothing, nothing crazy about it. We'll eventually have trivia about the day here too. The trivia thing is something we're still tinkering with, but we'll get there. And we have, based on whenever you come into the page, it'll have a different thing for you to potentially contribute and help out with results. So it'll show you something different every time where we're missing results, and you can help us out there. We'll eventually have the VGC formats and TCG formats fleshed out entirely. There's links to everything useful down here. And see, this is what I'll see when you guys come in. When you do something, I can see the accept revision, unaccept revision, edit page. I see all this when I'm editing. So now let's look at a player page, for example. Let's take a look at Azul Garcia Griegos because this one has a caster and a player thing. I'll show you how to edit that a little bit. I'll also show you towards. So we'll start with towards. So when you look at a player page, you'll see the overview, the results. You'll see where they're born, where they're from, what team they play for, if they play for one. There's a picture. Keep in mind, any picture you give us has to be consensual or has to be public information because of copyright laws. Country, active or not. In Pokemon TCG, no one's really ever retired, I think, because you can always show up and play a League Cup or whatever. You're not actually like retired from the game. So unless, I don't know, deceased and banned are the only two other options, I think. Links are here. You see team history, and their top 10 achievement table shows up here. But if you go to results, you can see their entire results, including look toward 2008 World Championship TCG Seniors, top 16. So you can see all these results, and let me show you guys how to edit. So if you went to a player page, you can see Tor Reklev. If you want to create a new page, you could just copy this as a template, replace the first name with the first name there, replace this results part with that name there, replace the ID with that name, image, whatever image you get, or you can put in player placeholder image for now. Name here, birthday, either you can leave it blank, or if you have the correct birthday, you can fill it in as such with the code. Country, yada yada, fill in these, or you can leave them blank, however you want to. Reddit can be replaced by YouTube, whatever. This is how you would code the teams. Replace Tord Rekla with whoever you want to make. For example, Rahul Reddy. Category Norway and Norwegian. I'm not. I'd be America American. Then team. And then you make under the achievements table, you'd replace this with their name, and then bada bing, bada boom. It would give you the prompt to create an achievements table, which we already have in the code, and that'll do that. And then the results page is even easier, trust me. So you already coded in the fact that a results page exists. So you go to the results page, and all you do is copy and paste any other results page, and all you do is replace the name with the name of the player that you have, and you've got their results. Easy enough, right? Right. Okay. And now Azul's page is like a little bit interesting because here's where you have another dynamic interest. So if they're a caster, let us handle it for the most part. But if you want to try and tackle it on your own, we have a dynamic tabs under the achievements as opposed to a static tab. And the dynamic tabs gives you an as player tab and an as broadcaster talent tab. And then you have to go in and create the broadcaster talent, which is a little bit it's not too difficult. It's just like doing the same thing as the results tab as we did earlier. And so you do the whole thing like you did before. And so now when you go to Azul's, you can see the as player, you can see the as broadcaster, and you can see as the top 10 of everything he did. So that's a one way to contribute on that end. So now we're back on the main page of Liquipedia. We've got all that done. We've talked about teams. We've talked about players. We've talked about how to contribute those. And so now, how do you contribute to a tournament? So let's look at Dallas. Let's look at the last one that just happened. Let's look at San Diego Regional Championships. So you see San Diego has the top 32 players. All the red links indicate that there is no page made for these players yet, but a blue link means there is one. And it's very, click on it, go there, see Justin Bakari, click there, I am there. Easy enough, right? Simple, not too crazy. A red link indicates that there is no page for that player currently. So if you want to create a page, let us know. We could do it. Or if you think you can handle it, following the template and stuff I explained earlier, you can do it as well. Yeah, and then you've got all the information for the event, yada yada, little chronology thing here. So let me show you guys how to make or edit a regional page, for example. When you edit a regional page, you go in, the TC that's going to be called 2020 on the links and everything because it is a part of the 2020 season, even though it will say San Diego Regionals 2019 up here. Because we're trying to uniform it to the year of where it was played. The season, I mean. Format comes in, player number, Twitch links, YouTube links, wherever the videos are located. We appreciate it if you have them. Prize pool. Here, these are the four things that will make up the medals on the right side that you see. This is the code that makes up the medals on the right side. The ID of the first, second, third, fourth. And so this is all the info box. And then this says, is the code, say previous, go to this one, next, go to the next page. That's how you do it. A little bit of an about, if there's anything cutesy about the tournament or something crazy, put that in there, novel, we'll see it, look at it. And then you can fill it in as, look, first place, you just put the name here, flag team. Flag team. And see, it says 1-1 because these are two separate colliders, or two separate categories that it's falling under. But then when you look at the 3-4, there's similar category, similar prize pool, so you have to do 1 and then 2. And then similarly, it goes down, 5 through 8 is 1, 2, 3, 4. And you put in the prize pool here, CP here, yada yada. And then you go all the way down, and then there's a bracket stage where you put who played who won, who lost, unless it's, the exact match score. And then right here you put either 1 or 2 winning, and you move on there forward. So that's how you put in regional results. Easy enough, right? Right. And so one last thing I'm going to talk to you guys about is a League Cup. So it's like a Wichita, Kansas. Same thing. Up here, you'd put in Pokemon League Cup / wherever the city is that was in / the date. And that's how we would categorize it. So even though there's multiple Wichitas or multiple, cups, we do that. It's the same thing as before. You can copy any template for a League Cup. You can go to any old League Cup, take it with you, copy paste it, go from there, fill in the blanks. These templates have already all been done for you. We already did all the hard work for you. Just take it and run with it, And it's pretty easy to fill in. Wichita, Kansas, where did it happen? Display title, League Cup name, short name, ticker name. These are those coding purposes to find where it could be. What series it is, what organizer it is. I believe this is supposed to be organizer, but I don't know. I'll ask Kazra. What country, what city, what date, what format, how many players were there? Was there a prize pool? There are some cash tournaments for League Cups where first place is getting $250, $300. So those are also super, super important, I think, to put in because that does contribute to an overall player's prize pool. And then you can just put in 1, 2, 3, 4. Simple enough. There's no money really involved. So it's the same as doing your regionals to a smaller scale. So that is how you guys contribute to Liquipedia, and you can see pages fleshed out pretty nicely and cleanly, and we can overall get together a pretty big history. For example, if you look at 2005 Worlds, we'll just type in 2005 for now. If we go to 2005 Worlds, you can see all these old school players like Ross Cawthon, who's still playing today. Pablo Meza top 4. How many of you guys knew that one? Probably not that many, right? And for example, we'll have eventually flesh out some of the other stuff. And see, I think I put this in yesterday, or for Worlds 2007, Jason was defending his world champion title, finished 30th place, and and Tom Roos won, but defeated In top four, he beat 2004 champion Tsugoshi Yamato. So these are like kind of cute things to know. A little bit like a little bit of factoids about history and how like repeating players came back and did what they're supposed to do or didn't. Like here, Jason won his second one, that kind of stuff. So I hope I didn't bore you guys too much. I know a lot of people asked how to contribute and how to help out with the project. Um, yeah, that's how you do it. And I appreciate anyone who helps out, gives us information, whatever you want to do. Any small bit helps. Fill in the blanks, whatever you can do. So thank you guys so much. I do appreciate it, and hopefully you guys help out.